Hello people, welcome to Rauta's book reviews. Maybe not so much a review, but rather trying to show you and tell you a little bit about this book and the artist behind the book. Now this was sent to me as a gift and I wanted to do a video about it for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think the artist in question totally deserves more attention and recognition. I think he deserves more attention for his art because first of all it's kind of unique, and also because, well, he has this condition called cerebral palsy. It's a disorder that people get during their birth or right after that, or maybe when the mother is pregnant. Anyway, it's a childhood thing that follows throughout the whole life from that point on. And the symptoms vary from people to people. It is very important to understand what this CP is all about. In some countries, for example here in Finland, it's known as CP disorder basically. Sometimes it means that because of your cerebral activity doesn't let you go fully normal. I mean, you might have problems handling equipment such as typing keyboard, holding a pencil, using your mouse, going through pages of a book. So many different ways. What there is in essence is that many people, it seems, I'm not sure if everybody, has a pain, some sort of pain that goes throughout your life and kind of puts things down. I mean, it's causing disorders for your life. Some people are not able to walk. Some people have issues, handling their cerebral activity and all. Now, the list goes on. It's a very, very nasty condition in so many ways, but it seems that a lot of people have gotten various ways of help, and sometimes it's very therapeutical to put that condition into art. And that's exactly what a person known as Stanislav Krawczyk or StanDarkart has done. And this is a book including his art. He's known mostly as StanDarkart. That's the account he uses for Instagram and Facebook, and he has a page going with that name. I will actually show you really quickly what this is all about before tuning in for the book, so you get to see his unique art. And in case you wonder why it might show a little bit familiar to you, it is because he actually did art for latest Buried album. Here on his Instagram, which by the way has rather nice 65,000 followers, you're gonna get to see his art both in color but mostly in black and white because that's his style. So you get to see these are kind of a primitive and very dark drawings, but if you take a closer look, there are lots of kind of details too. At first it might be just looking at like their sketches of faces, demonic creatures, skeletons and all that stuff. But for example, here you have Statue of Liberty. So it indeed has a different kind of things going on. The same thing is going on obviously on his Facebook page, but because I'm not now logged in, it doesn't really show you that much before getting this information like log in. But it seems like with 5,000 or so followers on Facebook and 65 on Instagram, it's definitely more important to see this Instagram page. But here are also on this big cartel site, you will see his art and also this book, which is here available for decent $40. And why I say decent is that this book, it really includes nice art and it's a high quality product. I will now tune in for more full screen so to show you about this page. Now I'm not exactly sure how StanDarkart found me, but we have been in touch for quite some time now, and he has expressed that he likes the content I do for the channel. So thank you big time, Stan, when you're watching this. I really appreciate your support and your words for the channel, and I'm very thankful to do this video for you mostly, but also to show people what kind of art you do and what kind of book you have gotten done, because this is a really beautiful piece of art. Now this book starts with words, "You do not choose pain, pain chooses you." And that is very important part to understand for people who don't know what cerebral palsy is. For example, when I read first about it, I couldn't really connect to this CP condition or disorder because, well, things like that don't often translate directly from one language to another. So I had no idea what it was in Finnish until I took a look at Wikipedia, which was like, okay, now I remember actually reading about it even when I was a kid. And I remember how people were actually mocked, you know, because having CP. As a kid, you don't necessarily understand what it means to be mocking people with disabilities, disorder conditions of various sorts. So you just don't think there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of innocent, even if it's not. Only when the parents say it's not really cool to say people, you know, like having wheelchairs or whatnot, or having, you know, strong pair of eyeglasses and stuff like that, kids finally understand, okay, it's not cool to bully anyone. Nobody should be bullied, but unfortunately we live in such a world that many people with various conditions and disorders get bullied. And that is the saddest part, baby, in this story. Luckily, nowadays, Stan has, it seems, very decent living in the United States of America. But his story, which starts from Ukraine, is quite a different story. I won't get into details. I won't spoil you too much when and if you get this book in your hands. But it's a sad story. Luckily, it has this silver lining because, well, the nowadays things are so much happier. But I will show you some of the art here. First of all, I want to show you, this is a very thick hardcover book with this kind of a cloth-like material here to support the book here. It has this kind of a glossy cover and very, very thick pages. So this is not like one of those books with very thin pages, but almost like kind of a cardboardish feeling, which just adds to the value of this book. Now, I'm really happy to say that I got Stan's autograph here with the Sign It To Me Cherry Rauta for this channel. So very interesting. This is Sketches of Pain, and it has this foreword by Chet Zar, and every page has obviously a certain kind of a piece of art. And by detailed, when I talking about that, this is really, really gritty art with this kind of a skeleton within like an exploded skull or fractured skull. Some of these images are more sketchier than the others, and they are really, really dark in nature. They're definitely bringing the pain here in a visible format. I mean, look at these gruesome drawings. I really like them. These are like very, very ready to be used as album covers or inlay items for your album. This is like a pain made into art. And as with so many arts in the world, what is really something that we need to understand, pain and various sorts of hard conditions, things that kind of put us down and all that stuff, it sometimes fuels the art itself. Now, here's the interesting 2 pages. First of all, this is a self-portrait. This one, not this one. Self-portrait of the artist himself. So you can see he actually can draw really, really well. But he often chooses to go with this more gruesome style. And sometimes it creates these kind of images which are like horror sketches. And like I said, these earlier pages not only feature forward, but there's a story by a writer who also has cerebral palsy. And then there's this other story here, which are explaining the background of Stan and his art. And it all makes sense, but not in a happy way. But then again, how would a happy artist create these kind of things? Well, maybe Stan, I hope Stan is happy nowadays, but I mean, there is a reason why these words and arts are here. As you can see, my camera is so hard time having to figure out these words, and there's not much I can do about it. Then again, I don't want to even reveal too much of these pages to you. I want you to get a copy of this book and read it for yourself. I'm merely showing you some examples how beautiful his art can be. Gruesome but beautiful. Definitely some kind of a therapeutical art, which is something that people who understand art therapy can totally understand and can explain it into full details. But not necessarily all the people understand how this kind of stuff happens and how much a healing project it can be. There are lots of people in pain or having sort of kind of anxiety or different problems in the world, and that translates into very good art very often. Some people, like it seems one of the friends of Stan, actually has been writing books, and that's how he puts his pain from CP or cerebral palsy into art or creativity. So it's very important for us to understand that this kind of art comes with a cost. The cost is something that the artist alone pays, but it pays off for the rest of us, the audience, who can then see these kind of pieces of art, sketches, drawings, or read those material. Or maybe some people create music because of that. Then again, some people with cerebral palsy might not be able to do so much like songwriting or whatever it includes, like playing a guitar or piano, maybe because of the cerebral palsy thing. I don't even pretend that I would understand, because me, I've always been somewhat healthy, at least in a physical sense. I don't know about my mental health, though. That it's hard to understand people who go constant suffering and constant struggle about daily life. But I can totally 100% dig into this kind of stuff. Respect that what these people do when they kind of overcome all the struggles and how to say, disorders, conditions, whatever they are called in English. I'm not native in English, so sometimes I'm looking for these words, how to describe it properly. I don't want to be an asshole about it, like say wrong words. Maybe sometimes I do use them, but the point here is people like us should try to understand what these people are going through in order to create their art, and in order to just put it all on a piece of white paper and then let the inside of your brain do the stuff whenever your body allows that. It's not so easy. It's not so given. What we need to understand that life, a healthy one that is not a given thing. You need to work for it, and some people will never get the healthy life, even though as much as they could. So these kind of books, in my opinion, are a great testimony of, the will to survive, will to do something important with your life. It might be art, it might be some craft, it might be a story to be told. And Stan has totally nailed it. He has, in my opinion, overcome his CP in so many ways. With thousands and thousands of sketches and drawings, he has totally done really tremendous job. So in case you like some beautiful, even if gruesome art, I strongly recommend you getting this book, or at least try to get a friend to order it so you can read it. But of course, if you want to support the artist, do something for the artist. Either offer the book. I didn't buy this, so only thing I can do now is to make this video and hope that more people will check out on this, and will read at least the very basics of cerebral palsy, maybe on Wikipedia or some other legit site for more information. Now that you know this artist, should you have a band that needs some cool art for it, maybe consider Stan to be your artist. Who knows, he might be doing something really, really cool for you. Now, thanks for checking out this video. Should you like the content, give a thumbs up, maybe write a comment and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't, well, too bad. Anyway, take care, see you soon, bye bye.